This study is a research investigation of perfectionism in gifted college students, examining how gifted college students use two different scales of perfectionism. Gifted people displaying high amounts of various ways of perfectionism may embrace distinctive accomplishment through three things. They set mastery, performance approach, and performance avoidance goals. People who are perfectionists set high standards and levels for themselves to test them against those standards they set themselves. Socially prescribed perfectionists are individuals who see other people in their lives hold them too many requirements and standards for them. Knowing masters states a situation in where the gifted college students would be persuaded to strive for success would in fact prevent them from encountering failure. They are exceptionally inclusive for their own work. They may encounter having anxiety as they feel as if they don't do good, and when they don't, they failed and look like they failed to others, like a failure. Since living with such a fear of failure is frequently accompanied by high levels of anxiety, depression, and negative feelings of self-worth, these students may be experiencing psychological distress despite their high level of achievements. That's what they connected. Since they accept their self-esteem is dependent upon gathering these principles, these people might be inspired by the fear of failure. Since self-oriented perfectionists don't qualify their accomplishments in contrast with others, they might be bound to set mastery, performance approach, and or performance avoidance goals. Achievement motive is defined as the energization of direction of competence-based effect, cognitive, and behavior. These people would be less keen of achieving task mastery than protecting their self-esteem by not seeming competitive or dumbing down their actual skills to their peers. 12 first-year students in the honors program at a university participated. Each of the students or participants had been identified as gifted during the elementary years. In addition, the participants' SAT scores were from 1300 to a 1520. Their major included political science, art, English, journalism, psychology, etc. Their primary source of data collection used in the study was in-depth, semi-structured interviews which involved asking open-ended questions which allowed the participants to explain their experience in details. Socially prescribed perfectionist is associated with fear or failure motive. The socially prescribed perfectionists each describe a fear of failure motive that influenced their goals and behaviors with regard to academic achievement. Fear of failure motivated them to avoid situations that might reveal their incompetence in a particular area or prove their competence relative to peers. The fear of failure motive branches into two stems, being performance avoidance goals or performance approach goals. Performance avoidance goal tends to be in effect when the participants do not seem to be entirely sure that they are correct, so they avoid the problem. The participants also admit to procrastinating in the work as they believe they don't do as well anyways, or a form of avoidance. Performance approach goals are where the participants do an intense amount of honor school programs and work to prove that they can be good, or is where fear of failure come from as they do an insane amount of work to prove they could be successful. As an example, a student took a challenging economic class thinking that he wasn't going to do good, but claims if he didn't take it, it would prove that he couldn't do it. So he tries to exceed that assumption. Self-oriented perfectionism is the motive to achieve instead of avoiding failure. Their mastery goal reflects desire to learn a new concept and need for self-fulfillment and improvement. Like the socially prescribed perfectionist, the self-oriented perfectionist also set performance approach goals. These participants were the ones to be motivated to do good by wanting to be good and not being scared of failing. It's from their self-esteem of trying to succeed at something, and performance approach goals is also to set mastery goals which consist of competition with their peer to help them motivate themselves and achieve better.